Yo, 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 welcome to Crate 808, and today it is time to roll a spliff with a Bible and boogie board on a tidal wave. Yes, it's another episode of our Digging in the Crate series, the Alchemist edition. Right, so we have done We're Gonna Make It, we have done Terry, both amazing cuts, but today we travel back to 2013, all the way back to Owl's cut with Prodigy from Mobb Deep, Bible paper from Albert Einstein.
I go to town on you, beat the crown off you, beat the clothes off you, trying to get the hounds off you. Nigga fighting back is only gonna make it worse. I don't respect your little punches, I'ma make it hurt. A cold lead shower, a hot blood bubble bath, throw him in the acid and get rid of the gooey mess. Turn that nigga into special sauce, chill laws. I'm not a killer, but you pushing me to set it off, and I'm a lad.
And in the hot seat to talk about this amazing song is the one and only PremRock. How are you doing, my man?
Good. Thank you. Good to be here. Good to nerd out about some deep cuts, which I definitely think, I don't know if this is a deep cut, but I mean, dealing with Alchemist is like, it was a really tough task to figure out my favorite beat or song rather. You know, there's some obvious choices. I almost went chalk and went like, worst come to worst, because of like that the emotion that song kind of drums up in me is pretty serious.
Yo, some people got good friends. At night I live my life right, intense, on the edge, on the wire. I'm from the group where friction leads to fire. Stack your bricks, the time is take your pick. Do it, don't. The track, Alchemist. Yo, my life is good. I got my peeps in the mix. So worst come to worst, my peoples come first. I got worldwide.
And it's been flipped a couple other times, but not nearly as successful as the way that he did it for Dilated. And then I went back to this album because this is like when I bought this the day it came out. So, you know, I'm Prodigy's definitely like my top 5. So yeah, for sure. I mean, growing up, he was like number 1 actually. Like,
why was that? What growing up, like what was it about him that got him that esteemed position?
No, man, it was funny because my friends would always kind of like clown me because he wasn't super lyrical, you know, and like they were like, "What about Nas? What about, you know, Ghost and, you know, the Wu? Any member of the Wu would be, you know, my circle of friends were like, any member of the Wu is better than Prodigy," and I'm like, nah, man, it's not true.
Any member of the Wu is better than Prodigy. That is a big
maybe not
claim.
any. That's not a quote.
Okay,
but it's like,
no, fair.
Take the top 5 Wu members, right? Like,
then it's tough. Yeah,
there's a Method Man, Ray, Ghost.
Yeah,
you know, they'd all take those guys over him, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but he spoke to me as a writer, I guess, as a young writer. Like, there was no one more vivid. He didn't use a lot of big words to get his, you know, points across. His imagery it's just like super, you know, it painted a picture for you at all times. And I just thought loved his voice, great voice. His cadences. I don't know. And Hell on Earth to me was like jaw-dropping experience. When I first heard that album, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
yo, to all my niggas uncivilized, civilized, we cook the shake, move the weight across the tri-state. The jokes niggas bring the shook about the crook type, special deliver sending shots through your act figure. My infamous mom get on their jaw, the truth gets revealed like we W4. Some shiesty New York niggas thirsty for cheddar. You shining, you get your juice taken with your hill sweater. Keeping these rap fans like crack fans.
It was to me like the best rapping is ever in history is probably on Hell on Earth.
I love this chat already, bro. I'm a big Hell on Earth fan. That was my Mobb Deep album. It still is my Mobb Deep album. I know people love the Infamous, and it's amazing.
I got a good story for you then about Hell on Earth.
Let's go.
So and this circles back to bartending, because bartending, I meet a lot of interesting people. All types, like, it depends on, I've had very different gigs, right? So one was a bartending, the longest tenured one I had was in Harlem, neighborhood spot. So it was very repeat. I knew a lot of the same people, but every now and again you get people who you didn't know, obviously. And I was playing Hell on Earth, Frontline, the title track was playing.
Yo, the saga begins. Begin war, I'll draw first blood, be the first to set it off. My cause, tap all jaws, lay down laws. We take it with jaws, we do jokes, rust the doors. Here come the D's, trying to make breeze, the guns toss. In full force, some team will go at your main source. My non-Taurus, hit bosses and take hostage. Your whole setup, from the ground up, we lock shit. Blood floods your eyes.
This dude walks in like nodding his head like, and he's like, 40s or so, like older black gentleman, like dressed like, like sharp. And he grabs one of the servers and he's like, "Is this your music?" And the server was my friend. And he goes, No, it's bartenders. And he comes up to me. He's like, I haven't heard one of the albums I worked on in a bar in like at least 10 years. And I'm like,
what?
Like you worked on, it was Scott Free.
What?
Yeah, he A&R'd all those like Loud records back then and stuff. And I was like, okay, all right. I'm like, shit. I'm like, what are you drinking? And I said, I'm like, I can't take your money. So he had about, I honestly, I wish I remember what he drank. I think it was some rum, like rum situation. But I think I made him like 3 or 4 of those. Wouldn't take any money and just asked him questions about hell on earth.
and what gems did you get? What gems did he drop on you there?
He was like, people don't realize how real and how much they were going through at that time. A lot of like childhood, friends going like dying, jail, like lots of shit was happening on. Like they were going through a lot, and they were still really, really young during that time, right? So, and that it was Havoc producing the record without Q-Tip for the first time.
Yes, and
so he was just like, times were tense. Like it was like a real scene in there. People a little edgy, things like that. I mean, he didn't go too deep into it. I also asked him a lot of other, because he worked on like a lot of other records.
Yeah,
too, so
100%.
I wasn't just on Hell on Earth, but I did ask him about that specifically because that record was playing, and I don't remember verbatim. I was really amped up.
Yeah,
but
I can imagine. Bro.
Yeah, it was a cool moment. So yeah.
So going back to, you were saying there with your friends, they're bringing you like all this, noise about, no, he ain't top 5, blah, blah, blah. What's the Prodigy cuts you would maybe throw on the table and be like, well, hold on a minute, check that?
Yeah, for sure. Probably Apostles' Warning.
Big.
Yo, my empire strikes with the strength for poisonous snakes. My entire unit loaded up with snake niggas at high stakes. We pull off at high stakes. Great escapes, the span shift team downstate. Dreams of growing old with my son to live great. Little man, I plan to enhance your mind state. The rebirth for nigga who lived the ill life. The one before me was the one even more trife. My understanding, I raised you with precise planning.
That's a great shout.
That's insane. Illustrious on Murder Music.
Went to Murder Music. Big.
Yo, the lost page of a wild rhyme writing nigga. P holds the pen tightly, explode nightly. I count on one finger, all y'all rap niggas that excite me. Y'all niggas is trash rap. Wanna fight me, shook to death. Take breaths and step lightly. Y'all little league niggas is so bald. They might be spent too much time with wifey. Come out to play with the hard-headed. Infamous song torture crack.
Yeah, and then honestly, like, R.I.P. I'm not trying to speak ill of the dead, but what he did to Tupac on Drop a Gem on him was just like...
Yeah, likewise. Tired of rap guys, it's faggots, appear shut eyes and swole up your whole outside. I'll baptize, niggas get wet, hit up your backside, get clap ties and set straight, put on your head straight. Watch out for these upstate cats, Beliria, New Yiddy niggas with gas, with the wall on they back. Rikers Allen flashbacks of the house you got scuffed it in. You would think that getting your headshots enough, but then now you wanna go on my team.
There was no coming back from that. That was a tough one.
Yeah,
that was a tough one. Draw his ire. I would hate to draw his ire because he had some wild lines, he was also the best at threatening you.
Yeah.
He had a lot of interesting ways to take care of you.
Yeah, no, and those permeate this song, bro. There's moments where you're like, oh shit, they're talking about like fucking acid baths and shit. It's a lot. There's a lot.
Get rid of the gooey mess.
Get rid of the gooey mess. Yeah.
A hot blood bubble bath, throw him in the acid and get rid of the gooey mess. Turn that nigga into special sauce. Chill.
And then like going back to Infamous, like Temperatures Rising, like his storytelling was incredible. You know, he was just, to me, he was a complete MC.
What up, Black? Hold your head wherever you at. On the flow from the cops with wings on your back. That snitch nigga. Gave police your location. We'll chop his body up at 6 degrees of separation. Killer, listen, shit ain't the same without you at home. Phony niggas walk around trying to be your clone. They really fear you. When you was at home, it was pale. That's why they wanna see you either dead or in jail. By the time you hear this rhyme, you probably
you know, up and down. And it was something about him, and also like, you know how like when you're younger, you have your people, or you're like your athletes, and that you just kind of ride for, and maybe they're not. The fact that they're not as recognized makes you more energized and like your support for them, because it's like then it was like, oh, of course Nas, of course Biggie, of course even Method Man.
Yeah,
like those were like answers that everyone had. Yeah. So to say Prodigy was like, you know, and then Murder Music came out, and I was like, I think he was like, you know, that he kind of continued on that record. But then I think he went to jail not that long after Murder Music, maybe. But
right, yeah,
it was kind of like his ascension was impeded.
Yeah, no, definitely, absolutely. Just to hit on that, those people are needed. People like yourself are needed, who can bring the love and furore and passion for a rapper who might not be getting, because otherwise everything just gets siloed. And I'm like, of recent times, the past few years, I have put like Del the Funky Homo Sapien around my 5 and in my 5, and I'm like, more for what you're saying. As I'm older, I've had my years of, I remember my top 3 being Lupe Fiasco, Mos Def, and like Doom. And it was like, yeah, of course, those are always going to be, you know, in everyone's kind of top 5s. But I was like, Del needs love. Like the way he's flipping shit is amazing. So yeah, no, I very much back you on that kind of ethos. So that's P, Prodigy. What about Al? We haven't talked about Al yet.
Yeah, I mean, we are talking about Alchemist here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think he said too that I think Prodigy is his favorite rapper. I think he may have said that before.
I've heard inklings like that. Yeah.
Yeah, or that like watching him in the booth. He just tweeted something recently about like watching him in the booth was like you know, like a religious experience. Like he came in, it sounded like a finished song, you know. And like as a recording artist, you don't none of you see or hear my outtakes, but you know, my verses don't start out perfect, you know. Like I need to get comfortable kind of, and also my style needs a little repetition sometimes. Like I've definitely like went in and knocked it out, like for sure. But like to do that every time, it's just like, you know, it's a tribute to your natural inclination of like, this dude is a rapper, like he's a fucking rapper, you know. It's that. So Al, I mean, this record, top to bottom, I mean, he brought A game. I mean, it's a great album and it's produced super well. I think it reintroduced Prodigy to like a newer generation, because this was 2013, right? So it's like blog, the height of the blog era rappers, right?
Around that time.
You got a lot of those. And I remember being like not super into what was going on, but like keeping tabs on what was going on. I really like certain people, but I didn't care for others. And then this came out right around the time of all that, and I was like, this is you know, what are we talking about here? Like, to have Prodigy come back, you know, and I guess I don't remember what year Return of the Mac was, but like
2007, I think, around that time.
Yeah, so this is still like quite a while after.
Oh, bro, 5-6 years. Yeah. It's a long time in hip hop, definitely.
So it was like a reintroduction,
Yeah, because he had done other shit. He had done like other things, and they hadn't landed for me as well. And I remember thinking at that time, like, yeah, like it's just he still got it lyrically, just the beats aren't there. So yeah, no, Albert Einstein definitely played that role. Do you reckon that album is slept on, overrated, underrated? Where do you think that sits kind of nowadays? That album?
I guess like rated it by the people who heard it, rated accurately. But I mean, I guess it's hard to separate it from myself, because me and everyone that I was around were listening to it at when it came out, for sure. Like all my friends who rap are definitely like, there's no way that they haven't heard Albert Einstein. But I don't know what the numbers were or anything like that. So maybe like the masses didn't. I know the masses of like maybe it's probably underrated in terms of like, what year do you know what year Currency came out with Alchemist?
Around that time. I think it's about 2012 or 2013-ish. Yeah. This is Al's rise, isn't it?
Yeah. You wouldn't have I think Currency was probably in a way more popular.
Yeah.
Like in a weird way, right? Because it was like, and I think Currency is incredible, but like Currency, like if you gave me Currency and then Prodigy, I was it was Prodigy like all day and night at that time. And like now I appreciate what Currency was doing a lot more now, but I think that it was a lot more popular to like vibe with that side of what Alchemist was doing than what this was. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean,
it's interesting to me listening back because it's such a unique album. Like just it's like jazz Alchemist, like it's folk crap rock era Alchemist, which is amazing. Yeah. Like to have a guy who's done the bangers in the clubs and the gigs where you're like your neck is breaking and sweat is coming off the ceiling to musing like with pipes almost like it's like sitting back in your leather chair and like I'm sophisticated now. That's just like sophisticated murder rap in a weird way. And I love what it did for P in my eyes. Like that was an interesting to pose to you. Like what did the album and this song do for Prodigy and Alchemist generally? Like I look at it and I think P definitely was rejuvenated into a new figure for me where I was like, oh, is this like rock? At the time I don't think it, but you can see now, I think, is that like Rock Marciano Prodigy? You know, it's like that Rock Marcy Prodigy like hybrid almost making this new P, like completely reworked his flow. Like his flow on this, he's speaking this shit to you, you know? It's not like he's so yeah, no, I mean, like, if I'm thinking of songs, Death Sentence, Give 'Em Hell, Curb Your Dog, those songs with that insane beat, it's just like, it's pretty amazing how you can sound like just so different to what he was doing before. So yeah, I don't know what you think to that, what this album and this song kind of did for them.
Yeah, I think it did a lot for, I think it probably did more for Prodigy than it did for Alchemist, maybe, but like, because like you said, Al was beginning his tear but yeah, like to produce like what is probably the second act of Prodigy, right? Or maybe the third, I guess. I'm not really sure, but what we would call it. But like this rejuvenated figure is a big feather in Al's cap for sure. It should be because it's like you said, there was a lot of other projects that he was associated with, but when he got with Alchemist, it was just a complete idea and a complete thought. So I hope that a lot of people who didn't know Prodigy knew him after this, because it was like, what are we doing here? It was on
loads of end of year lists. I remember that, just on blogs and that. This album, Albert Einstein, was on every end of year list. And I remember,
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm like, I mean, it was pretty talked about. It wasn't.
It was, I think so. It's with age though, when you look back on it though. Like I listened back to this, and Death Sentence. I was listening to Death Sentence.
Morning of the dead, evening of the killer kids, city of the gods, money stacked pyramids, esoteric knowledge and I'm criminal minded. A lady's wet dream and the devil's worst nightmare. Cause so help me God, I will exercise demons, see him scheming real hard. Pop the cork on the Perry on, or turn the Henny on, spit my timeless flow, my priceless lexicon.
And I was like, we got P, we got Rock, and we got Al. Like, let's celebrate that moment. And it almost, that whole song sounds like a shogun, like meditating, like ready to kill. He's plotting some clean, cold murders. I'm just going to meditate on that shit, premeditate this shit. And it sounds like that song. And I just thought these moments are littered in this album where you get that moment of having a Rock, Al, P collab. And I just think there's, I was listening to Give 'Em Hell, and they had that new King of New York sample. And I've said this before, there's certain hip hop tracks that should be in a King of New York remake. And I have to say, I mean, Give 'Em Hell, this should be in it. That is exactly a song that should be in King of New York.
Global state of mind, I'm seeing Barbie on my nose. 10 years from now, I still be around, spitting my flows. 10 years from now, you be a memory that no one knows. I don't feel sorry for you niggas, my feelings are cold. People dying, life goes on, it's nothing you could do about it, just be strong, Dead weight niggas try to pull you down with them. They like psychic vampires, suck the life out you. Mentally, I'm focused.
So, very interesting album. So going back though to Al, we talked about Al, your history with Al. What was, the first few times where he really came on your radar where you're like, shit, Alchemist is a beast?
Well, staying in this camp, it was definitely The Realist on Murder Music. the first time I saw his name in the credits, I think.
Never prejudge, it be the humble that'll squeeze slugs. It be the ones standing still that'll peel guns. Spill blood for my thuns, thuggin' for me. Man, you don't wanna get involved, fuckin' with P. I spent more nights illin', less nights chillin'. The more shots they hold, the better they feel it. What be the dealings? So killers like to hide behind specs. Others got blatant disrespect, and the rest are so young that you wouldn't even expect to be.
That I really paid attention to. And because Cool G Rap got the quotable of the month in the source site that month.
Yo, when the gas refill, your cash get pilled, and that's the deal. Fuck the bitch ass and switch fast, niggas that lack the real. When the slugs burst, G-Rap be aiming at your mug first. Niggas is bloodthirst, to see who get plugged worse. We dug earth to place you, put the nickel bladers to your facial. Bullets ain't racial, kid, they only hate you. My nine seem like it's a time machine, BC date you. Jacking you more than Ripper, my fifth's an organ shifter. The human organism lifter, you'll be hearing organs.
I was just like, I was definitely like a source kid. Like I didn't like look at them as like Bible, but like, you know, they were important. You know, if they liked the record, I was definitely checking it out. Anything with 4 mics was getting checked out. The quotable, I was like, well, I got to hear this because I'd rap it and see if I could like, you know, and obviously I was going to buy that record no matter what. Murder Music was often delayed, but when it came, that was definitely something I went towards. He had I think he had more than one, maybe 3 on that album, but yeah, that was the one, right? And you're like, no drums it's not drumless, but it's like doom 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 doom. Yeah. It's just like was one of the pioneering of that style of beat making, and then I was like definitely paying attention more, and then I realized that he was involved in more than I had actually known. So that was 99. And then, I definitely was like, from that point on, definitely checking whatever he did. And then it's just like, he's like olive oil. Since then, he's like olive oil and cooking. Like, how do you separate him from what's going on? You can't do it. Yeah. He's there every year that you're listening to rap. He's on the biggest releases of the year. He's on some obscure ass ones. He's on some ones he just drops on his website that you might miss. Like, it's like the man is he's a marvel, and it's really, it's like to work with like Kendrick and Arm & Hammer. It's just like, what more can you say? Like, and none of it sounds out of place. None of it sounds forced. Yeah, he's not doing something for a check. He's meeting the artists where they are. Yeah, and to be doing that all these years later is just like.
It's astounding.
You can only hope to achieve, a quarter of his output. You know what I mean? Like,
the output alone is crazy. Absolutely. So if you were to, I mean, this might put you on the spot a little bit, so I apologize, but for someone who hasn't heard Alchemist, right? Yeah. How would you describe his work to that person?
I would say he's like the sense, like the tenets of like hip hop structure, or like of like from DJ Premier with the experimentation of Madlib, and that's kind of how I would describe him. Like, he's got a backbone that he's willing to push, but he's not going to get too far away from like his core sound or principles. But you're going to hear a song that you can't believe he made, for sure. Every 10 or 11 beats of his, you'll be like, whoa, like something like Stone Fruit on Arm & Hammer is like, wow, I didn't know you had that in your bag. But then again, I didn't, your bag to me seems endless. I don't know what else. So it's like, it's a little unfair. I mean, growing up, once I began to listen to, or I expanded past what I was only seeing on the radio and TV, Madlib became one of my favorite producers for a long time. So that's and then DJ Premier was my first favorite producer. So we're talking about, he is kind of a combination of like my favorite elements of like production. So someone who's willing to take chances, but also someone who like understands everything about what makes hip hop great, like knocking drums and shit like that. He just like, he's got it all. So to describe it to someone who's never heard him, it's just he's a quintessential producer. He's like, he's the one that you should look at if you're trying to make beats.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I am going to rip that and use it. He is primo with mixed with Madlib, and I will cite the source. I will always say, PremRock put it this way, because that is kind of spot on. It's kind of perfect. I know exactly what you mean. He has it's not just he has the primo kind of street griminess. He has the primo knowledge. He has the knowledge and history and respect for hip hop. Like he has that. He's with Cypress all those years ago. So to see him then kind of feed it to the next generation on these and put people on, he does that a lot. Where you'd be like, I don't know who this guy is, or and I'll find a lot of other artists through him. So it plays a very key role in my listening, absolutely, and probably a lot of other people's. So if we then talk about Bible paper,
all the time, every time, my gun erupt. My money climb, my bitch fine. I dress clean, but I'm a dirty New York out that killer Queens. I eat good, I rap great. My life is fucking awesome, yeah, fucking A. I take off this launch pad to zero gravity. I float, I don't fall, I can't. So high.
I mean, we've cited the tracks on this album that are amazing. Why for you was Bible paper the one though that you wanted to bring to the table?
Yeah, I almost picked Dump Truck off Gangrene.
The rapper of all time, they call me King Rhymes, they call me Big Time, because of how my 16s don't never stop, no my shine is forever like them stars in the sky. Yeah, the grand wizard of bars, there is none higher. 720 degrees, I burn like fire. That's 360 physical, 360 spiritual. For you to kill me is gonna take a miracle. You niggas try and play with me.
I don't know if you're familiar with that song.
Good shout. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, with Oh No and Prodigy is featured on that one. So I was like, I kind of want to like do that, because so I went back to that era. That's the Gangrene record, I think, was the year before this. So it was right in that time I was clearly listening to a lot of Al. So like, and I was like, man, I haven't really checked out Albert Einstein in a while. And then I'm like, well, Kirby Dog is a good one. There was a lot of choices, and then I'm like, but Bible paper with the switch, beat switches are definitely like in vogue or have been at least in the last few years. Like you listen to like the Gibbs and Madlib record, and then more recently the Schoolboy Q is doing a lot of it too.
A lot of it, yeah.
Which I love that album. So it's if done right, it's really effective. If done just because, it's like, what was the point of that? You know what I mean? So I think it's a really good example of a beat switch. It was kind of nice touch that he's rapping on it. He's adding to the track. He's not taking away from it. Like certain producers sometimes would be like, they'll have their bars and you're just like, well, I want to hear the legend. I don't really want to, you know, but I like it. I like his addition to the song on that. And then the switch is just crazy. It's just like
it's unreal.
It just shows his range, and it's I guess you'd call it an album cut. I don't know. I don't think it definitely wasn't a single. So yeah, and I think it's just a memorable track. So if people have never heard it and they hear it for the first time, I'm like that'll be a good good experience for them.
Yeah, even the Mobb heads from 1990 with Infamous still spinning in their car. Yeah. You're gonna get something from Bible paper, because it feels like Mobb, but just reworked, retooled Mobb, and it's a real, like, I know Al had been doing for quite a long time now this different type of music, but if you were in any doubt what Al was about, this song really shows you what he's about in 2013, where it's fully like the composure and confidence to just do it, just to be like, no, fuck that, I am gonna do this transition, I'm gonna do that. And I think that so we have categories on our kind of reviews that we're doing. We have 5 mic moments, like a moment in a song or a whole song or a verse or whatever. That is 5 mics. That is a 5 mic moment. And for me, there's a few on this song, but that transition, it could just be a beat switch like most beat switches, but I adore the way he takes you there with like the musical little mini journey.
Fingering his excrement to change dookie. Motherfuckers. Yeah, all the time, every time, my gun erupt. My money
Like,
climb.
initially I was like, this is like the tale of two musical journeys, this song. But then I started listening to it a bit more. I was like, well, not really. There's like 3 and maybe 4 if you put the outro in there. There are quite a few little moments, and there can only be a few seconds, but to me, that's all you need sometimes to just, just that relish of like, oh man, that is the relish you put on the sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, oh Jesus, amazing. But you mentioned beat switches. That's one of the topics of this podcast. I love a beat switch, a good beat switch, and how Schoolboy Q is right up there for me as well.
Up my lip. I ain't dancing around in no skilly. Oh, you prostitute me pimping. We can find the truth of your children.
So that second beat is insane. For people out there, can you just hit us up with, we're doing a playlist, beat switches playlist, right? If you know of it, if you have any Prem that you want to put on here right now, you want to take a minute to mull, absolutely. But for the people out there, listeners, for any beat switches that you think deserve to be in our playlist, hit us up, because I'm very much here to make that. So yeah, this is going on there. This is absolutely going on there.
I could think, if we keep it Alchemist, I could say Hoover Street by Schoolboy Q.
Fuck with one of my real niggas. Sunlight, nightfall, summertime, got a ball. How'd it feel to be a real nigga? Yeah, I done jumped up off my ass, hit the lick your belly pass, but I quickly got the ball in. 2012, it really happened.
The street, yes. Go straight there. Go to Q. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to need to really sit down with these beats, which will make a whole episode out about it. But love your input.
Certainly, I could certainly think of more, and when I do, I'll let you know.
Oh, man, a legend.
Yeah, it would be interesting to kind of trace the origins of it. Like when did it start happening? When did it first happen? Obviously, you got Premier, who did like the "I'm the Man." Where
good shout.
"I'm the Man" where 3 parts.
Yeah, 3 parts.
And I'll kick your can from here to Japan with force you can't withstand, cause I'm the motherfucking man. Right now I got my man Little Dap from the group home. Hey yo, step up to the mic and tell him why you're the man.
So much anger built inside, so niggas just don't understand. I'm the motherfucking man.
And also on the set from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, we got my man J. Rue the Damager. Yo, tell him why you're the man.
I'll tap your jaw. You probably heard it before. Step to the Bentley, I prove my word is law. Drugstore.
But there's I mean, like you said, you love Madlib, but Madlib kind of perfected that beat switch thing for me, bro. Like just his beat conductor tapes and unbelievable. But so this song, we're talking about the production obviously being incredible. I know a lot of people have called it kind of space hip hop, but it is kind of very spacey. It is kind of dipped in acid trips kind of thing, the whole album, but this song especially. And I talked about that outro segment. Like the intro's great, the beat switch is great, the transitions. I was just at outro around 3:07, so right near the end. You know what I mean?
Bet that bitch slide up and down with a mouth for this thug music.
And I was like, that sounds like some chipmunk soul gone wrong. Like it feels like, what is this? Like some people are harmonizing in space almost. I don't know what you think to that little outro.
I would love to like be a fly on the wall when Al's like, I think I want to do this, and Prodigy's there being like, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Because like from all that we heard about these sessions that were done in person, like and entirely, which is what makes, I think, Al so special. Is I think he does. I mean, I'm sure he does plenty of work over the internet, but like it seems like he's fostered a environment that it lends itself to like in-person creation, which I think is always going to be a little more special, like than over the internet. And you got to do things over the internet. Like people have families and jobs and schedules that can't work out, and people live in different areas. But for my money, if you can get together, it's always going to sound better. And I can't speak because I don't know for sure, but I'm almost positive that these sessions were done together.
Yeah. No, it is very important. And just as it is to see them like elevate each other, like they work together really well. Like they play a key. Well, they've played key roles for each other's careers clearly. But I was thinking for P at this point, 2013, giving him a wider sonic palette to play in, just freeing him up sounded amazing, so he could attack it. And then I just never thought I'd hear Prodigy in the psychedelic realm, really. You know, I never thought.
Like, the second half of Bible Paper, it's like, you wouldn't think that he'd sound so good, but he sounds so at home all over, like, and you realize how diverse of a skill set he really had. And it's like, this album does a good job of that, I think, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I did dig out that tweet. It's like serendipity. We talked about Doom and a few things started landing at the same time, you know, that energy. And then I saw Al on the TLs like literally last few days before we jump on the show talking about Prodigy, and his tweet for the people who didn't hear it was, you can't imagine the feeling we all would get when Prodigy would go to the vocal booth. I used to tell him, don't say the rhyme to me. I want to hear it for the first time when you record it. It was like listening, like you said, it was like listening to an already recorded song in real time, which is an incredible little insight into his craft, like, and just kind of genius, like in the mic booth. But yeah, no, and another guy I wanted to shout out, Nate Patron, who's a writer, and we do liaise now and again, and he reviewed this, and he put it in such a great, this is just great wordage he's used to describe this album. It feels like the musty sensations of long shelved, resin stained gatefold LPs and cracked spine pulp crime paperbacks were fused together and synthesized into music. And I just thought, that's a good writer right there. That's absolutely nailed it for me.
That's great. Yeah. What did he write for? Shout out to Nate. What was that for?
A Pitchfork, I believe. And I think
cool.
he got like a good great. I don't know what their ratings are, 8 point something, I'm sure.
Anything. A rap album getting above an 8. That's that's almost a 10. That's almost a 10.
That's almost a 10. That's almost a 10. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, you're right. 2007. I was looking at the journey of rock and of P, and 2007 Return of the Mac. 2000 post Return of the Mac is when he went to jail 3.5 years on the weapons charge. And then I think he put like three albums out and some EPs and stuff like that. And it was 2008 onwards, I think, when Al was getting big. So it's like it is like 2013 works as a really good moment for them to get together. For you, then, a few little moments I want to talk about. When do you put this song
on? Interesting. Definitely. It's definitely, this album has always been like a workout gym record for me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like it's like when you want to, like, or if you want to run, or if you're not a fitness person, you do it like while you're taking a walk, like whatever. I don't know, like while you have to do something. Prodigy will make you feel more energized. There's like no doubt about it. Like he'll make you feel a little more invincible. So
yes,
you know, be careful with that energy. You don't want to run in. You don't want to. Yeah. You run in too cocky to someone like P, you know, it's not going to end well for you. But you know, in your, it gives you, like, he gives you an aura of like you're like walking a little bit taller. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel when I listen to him. You know, like you're now. Yeah. It's a good feeling. I mean, it's power. It's powerful.
Powerful. Exactly. Yeah. As opposed to the dread I felt when I heard him at like 15, and I was like, this guy's going to murder me. Like this guy is. I was
definitely scared of him, and he was like, he was all 5'5" or something like that, but apparently that mattered little.
Bro, I remember seeing him. It was really weird. It was record label launch in East London somewhere, and it was a friend of a friend whose label it was, so we just turned up because we knew P was going to be there. And I remember him just walking in the room, and he, like, over here we call it Mardy, like he's in a bit of a mood, but he was so like didn't give anything. His face didn't give it felt like he sat there for a while, like 20 minutes, half hour, you know, going through his whole label launch, and walked out, and we were like, Jesus, I still wouldn't mess with him. Yeah, this is like 5 years after Infamous. And
I forget. I think it was Alaska. I don't want to be inaccurate here, but he saw him like in like Midtown New York City, like, and he said he just like, he's so like, was so like, I don't know, said his forearms are like Popeye, like it's just like his height didn't matter, like you, like that dude's gonna whoop your ass, like that kind of vibe, like like maybe he would like giggle with delight if you were bigger because it'd be funner for him or something. So Not one to be trifled with.
No, absolutely. Even from them, if I remember correctly, the first few Mobb Deep videos from their first album, are they actually carrying pitchforks, or are they carrying like swords or something like that? And
like the Juvenile Hell.
Yeah.
Every day I deal with the pressure and mixed up is how I feel. I walk the streets with a you attitude, and when it comes to my peoples, you ain't half as rude. Follow the crowd, I'll be your leader. Take your pick. Now I'm smoking Buddha Philly blunt style. A frustrated and confused young juvenile singing a Project Blue, so I choose to take.
They're carrying sickles.
The sickle. That's what it is. Yeah.
The disease he had was sickle cell anemia.
Oh.
So it's definitely like a double entendre, like a tribute to that and a tribute to like, that is what the Grim Reaper supposedly holds.
Bro, I'd never even lined those two things up after all these years, and you're right. Yeah, it absolutely is, isn't it? Yeah. Shit. Yeah. No, but I mean, that was new. Like, you had Wu with the swords, you'd see people with like weapons, but I'd never seen this. Oh, this is different. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. They were on, and they were very young. So
yeah. 100%. So one of the categories, hottest bars, and going into, obviously we can talk about P, but I think it's right we talk about Al. Like, I think if I'm listening back to this now, is Alchemist verse on Bible paper like top 5 Al verses probably all time? I think it might be for me. I think it might be.
It's pretty up there for me too as well. It's like he just like I said, like not doing too much to take away from the song and be like, here's Alchemist rapping. You know what I mean? Like that's like I mean, obviously he has a tremendous understanding for what it is to make a good record, and so there's not going to be that, and he doesn't need to flex. He doesn't have like chip on his shoulder vibe. He's fucking out. So yeah, I think it's I agree with you there. I mean, I haven't heard all of the Gangrene albums. I haven't really listened to the Step Brothers records.
I never hesitate, next up to demonstrate how I took a featherweight, title to the heavyweights, tougher than the leather I would carry on my vinyl crates, rough around the edges, motherfucker, I ain't trying to race, trying to get my mind straight to lace another banger, so I ain't constantly relying on these strangers, trying to get my pace one off before my anger, danger, 2 shots, 1 up in the chamber, I never hesitate.
I mean, they're good, they are good, very good, him and everyone.
Yeah, I've heard cuts. Obviously I'm a huge Evidence fan too, so that's probably something I should rectify. But like I mean I'm gonna say it's a pretty memorable verse.
Yeah, very memorable to me. Yeah, because it's got these moments where it's like, I love the way he comes in with word collision, that the whole kind of, you think, but I talk reckless. I love how he kind of brings the collision and reckless driving and all that in there. But I think there's one moment where it's like, this is Little Doggy, this is Chestnut Tetris. And I just thought, what amazing diss to Tetris, because I find Tetris quite hard, and it's like, shit, bro. Like, he didn't say chess or checkers or anything like that. It was like Tetris, and it's like he almost was angry at that game. Maybe rage quit that a few times, but yeah, no, it's funny. Yeah. But then I was digging through this verse as I was going through it, and the callback to Return of the Mac is great, because it's just that, what is it, elsewhere bump from the Dutchman back with the business, which is great. But yeah, there are moments here that I still didn't really know, and I had to look up Prem. I'm not gonna lie, I actually had to Google some of this, because it was like, mix the K2, the eucalyptus plant, pistol in hand, rock 'em to sleep like tryptophan. And I was like, what is tryptophan?
Tryptophan is it's the ingredient in turkey that makes you sleepy.
Right? That's how do you know this? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're absolutely right. It's an amino acid that knocks you out. Do you know what I mean? Like, that basically makes you sleep. So the fact he knew this was amazing. It's like, this guy was going in.
Weird tip, I had it too. I knew it before I heard this song. So yeah, I can't remember why I knew it, but it came up.
Oh, amazing. And I know you're a sports guy, and I'm not that well up on my US sports. But please tell me more about a guy called Vinny the Microwave, because that's an incredible sports name, right up there.
Vinny the Microwave was well, that's funny because we just did a song with me and Castro did a song with Milk and Televangel. I'm not sure if you know.
Love those guys. Yeah, love those guys.
Yeah, Portland. Definitely a great combination.
So Shrapnel and those two. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's called Microwave. So feel free to check that out. Plug that.
Think like Frank White, do it big in the apple. Give him the Addy, he delivered the mackerel. Hit it with Tabasco, then slid him the satchel. Didn't get the full boom, still gotta live with the shrapnel. Fetty Wap hitting the capsule. Hitting the block, judge hitting the gavel. Top boy, there's no middle in Manu. Looking like I played mid-center for Manu. Bending like back.
Yes, boom.
And he was like, I don't like remember him because let me see what year he played.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the term microwave is like you're you score quickly. Like okay, there we go. Vinny Johnson. Yeah. Like he was nicknamed the microwave. Now he played in the late 80s, early 90s. So I don't remember. I never actually saw him play. Right. But I'm familiar with him. But like, so if you're a microwave, that means you heat up quickly.
You're heating it up. Yeah, you're coming off the bench, bang, hitting a few 3-pointers. And yeah,
you're instant offense. Typically, you don't do much else. But that is what...
Yeah, same for football, soccer over here. Same thing, bro. There's guy, utility man. He's going to come in and do something. Yeah, but we've never
plug him in.
Yeah,
he might make the wrong, like he might take a bad angle, but
yes,
you live with that because he gets you a goal at some point. So
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to start calling him something the microwave now. Whenever someone does this, I'm going to use that. Great terminology. Definitely. Love that. So yes, and then we look at P's. I mean, obviously, bring your own bars. I don't have to just if there's any bars that you wanted to dig into, you absolutely can.
I love what he goes. I look good. I rhyme great. My life is fucking awesome. Yeah, fucking A.
I eat good. I rap great. My life is fucking awesome. Yeah, fucking A.
Almost any other rapper, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work if it's Action Bronson because you're like, oh yeah, you would say that. Or like someone who's playful, it doesn't work. But someone who does not play, who shows up to the event without smiling for an hour, saying that is why that is such a great line.
Yes.
And that's why I'm like, I had to be like, at first I'm like, did he really say that? And then I'm like, oh yeah, he did. And it's just like, when I'm sure when you got to know him, he was probably funny and probably, it's so funny how you done. And I'm sure he let very few people know his true self, but like, I bet he was probably like, had a wide range of like, reactions and emotions, but we only know him as one person. So he almost never ever broke that character ever. So to hear him like get playful was like, what? Like, super memorable line. And obviously it's not like going to go down as one of the great bars in history, but like if you contextualize it, it's fucking, it's a great, it's great.
There's bars that everyone's going to recite that are great.
Yeah.
But then there's bars that you can use in everyday life, right? Yeah. Just in the kitchen cooking or like eating after you eat your dinner. Like, I eat good, I rap great. My life is fucking awesome. Yeah, fucking A. Like, I'll use that. I will now use that around the house. And I'm like, there's a bars, and then there's, now I'm just going to use this in my verbiage at home. Do you know what I mean? And it's, I love the way you've put that. It's absolutely spang on.
What, he's something clean, but I'm a dirty New Yorker out there, Killer Queens.
Killer Queens, yeah.
Love that. I love that little couplet.
My bitch fine. I dress clean, but I'm a dirty New York out that Killer Queens.
Yeah.
I eat good.
It's like, no matter how fly and wealthy I present, like I'm still like I'm a dirty New Yorker, and I like that little juxtaposition. And
yeah. Oh, he'll remind you of that absolutely. Like where he actually, what's his DNA, and it's that menace where he says, "You leave me be, or it'll be a Holocaust, homicides, prison time, hospital emergency when it's dinner time." Come on, come on, it's dinner time. Do you know what I mean? And then he's got the whole eat his skull, eat his spine. And that is like the horrorcore where I'm like, I'm always here for a bit of horrorcore. Absolutely.
He'll give it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. He has that simple. I think earlier you were talking about how like sometimes he doesn't need to use all the words. He's not that grapher. They were like, who uses the most like vocabulary?
Yeah,
P's at the other end of that. We know that
he's got to be pretty far down on that. Yeah,
yeah, but. It doesn't matter when you are, and again, people let me know, is he the most menacing MC of all time? Because he's got to be in the conversation when the simple lines and the measured flow of, I go to town on you, beat the crown off you, beat the clothes off you, they're trying to get the hounds off you. And you're like, and you're making, and then he says, if you fight back, you're making it worse. And I'm just like, this guy is,
he can't be identified. He's in bad shape. He can't be identified.
Absolutely.
He is the most menacing, and it's because there is no bells and whistles or special tricks to it. It's just plain language delivered in the way that he delivers it. He doesn't even like go more. He doesn't get DMX with it. He doesn't get like, you want to go like more horrorcore rappers. He doesn't like, there's no like, yeah, it's just, it is what it is. And you're like, damn, I think he means that.
Yeah. Like he's done it. Like it's not the same, but it's the same kind of energy of when you're a bartender, so you probably see this a few times. But I remember just being out, and if there's a fight or something kicks off, there's a bit of a rook. It wasn't really, or if it was like the beginnings of a rook, and they're all just kind of giving it loads with the words. If it was the tall guy, you're like, yeah, fair enough. But the short guys who really give it loads. Oh no, actually, they're probably the ones to really not mess with.
Oh yeah, and they usually give you. They give you opportunities to take it back because they're like, because once it's gone, once we're in it, like it's a wrap for you. Trust me. The real fighters are they don't start the fights. They definitely don't. They don't. So
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to. We do have sample corner, but I don't want to sample snitch on most of these things. So do go check those things out. But I mean, you're going to Hungary. That's all I'm saying. Like, this guy is digging the mines. You know what I mean? Like the musical minds of just, I don't even know how he did. But you know what was really interesting was the YouTube like diaries he's putting up. And I think he did one in Amsterdam, and he's just in possibly the worst suited cellar to dig. And the way he's digging, it's fascinating. His process, I could watch that all day, the process of it, Yeah,
I've gotten to dig a little bit, not to cut you off, but I've gotten to dig a little bit over, like, obviously when I was overseas, Amsterdam is popular spot, but like if you go to like you said, Hungary, if you go to like Budapest or a city like that, like where it's like it's really interesting because of communism. A lot of people fled. You're not able to like create like openly during this like wide, like everyone is branching out and trying new things, and like you can't. So if you're in the Czech Republic, for example, some people like defected to another country, and so you'll see crazy releases from all types of cultures from like these other countries, right? And it's like maybe not Hungary, but the Hungarian record shop we had went to had the craziest shit, prog rock from the 70s, prog stuff like that, where it's just like you hear like where his brain was going all those years back. And it's like fascinating. He was ahead of the curve on that one, I think.
Yeah. Oh man, what a legend. So let's go into some categories then. So categories, we've done this before with the Doom, so we'll do it again. Jack in the beat, who would you think would, I mean, you can maybe take these beats separately if you want to, or take it as a whole. Any other artists you would love to hear Jack in that beat?
I'll give like a golden era one that just popped into my head, and then like a modern one. So like golden era, I would like to hear Cool G rap, since we talked about the realist. I think that first part specifically, he would do justice. Modern. Let's see what Schoolboy Q does with this. Keep it in the family. I think he'd be able to, you could hear that one flow that he does in the beginning and the second half.
Yeah, no, Schoolboy Q, absolutely here for that. I mean, the new album as well is kind of just making me feel like that a bit more as well. But his style and flow, the laid back kind of menace, he can bring that, absolutely. So here we go. What if same year you get one collab? Right. So I realized 2013 had shitloads of music, like shitloads. So to narrow it down in this category, instead of, obviously if you have one for 2013 you'd like, please do name it. But I'm going to just evolve this category a little bit. So you do a Google search, hip hop albums 2013, and they'll just give you a slate of a taster of what happened that year. So I've screened it. I thought I'm going to just take these, however many there are here, and let's go through these and see which one of these you would want to collab with Al P on the same kind of cut. So there's Acid Rap. You've got Doris with Earl. Run the Jewels. What else have you got here? J. Cole, Born Sinner. You got who else is here? ASAP Rock, Drake, Danny Brown, Jay-Z brought out Magna Carta, amazingly. Pusha T. What else we got here? Tyler, the Creator, brought something out that year. What's the other one we got here? Ghostface Killer had 12 Reasons to Die that year. Ghostface, P, and Al I don't know, kind of just blow my mind there a little bit. So yeah, let's go with some of those. What have you got any there that you would think, yeah, let's go with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Earl's too easy of an answer.
Yes.
So I'll stick with Earl. I would say like probably between A$AP Rock and Danny Brown. I would want to hear that. As I think that they would meet them where it, because I don't know, to my knowledge, Al has never worked with A$AP, but he has worked with Danny Brown. So that would be pretty interesting to me. Either one of those. And then I guess if I had to choose, I would like the juxtaposition of Danny Brown, high pitch with Prodigy.
That would be so nuts.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting. So I'm swinging for the fences. I want to make a song that it's super memorable. Yeah,
okay, enjoying that. I'm loving these takes, bro. Absolutely. So this other category we did this for Doom and it kind of worked, so I'm going to keep going with it. How deep is your love? How much do you love Bible Paper by Alchemist and P, right? So we're going to go into the worlds of film and music as well, stay in the music realm, but we're going to go to the world of film and go back to 2013, right? 2013, and we're going to look at the Oscars and what were the Best Picture nominees and winners, right? So out of these, you can keep one of these films and all the rest have to go. They have to go and the song still exists, right? But if you want to keep two or more of these films, that song is gone and there's no more Bible Paper, right? So for people, spoiler alert for the MF Doom episode, you really loved Great Day. It was like, no, there was nothing shifting you from that. So let's see if any of these can. Here we go. Best Picture nominees, all these, right? Argo, Beasts of the Southern Wild, Django Unchained, Les Miserables, Life of Pi, Lincoln, Zero Dark 30, and Silver Linings Playbook.
I mean, Bible Paper is going to survive. I didn't love any of those movies, rather. So Southern Wild was good. I remember that. I think I saw that in theaters. Life of Pi was good.
Yeah.
Silver Linings Playbook is actually about my favorite football team or American football team. So it was certainly pandering to me, but I didn't love, it didn't change my life or anything. So so Bible Paper survives. So now
Bible Paper survives. So if we have no more Argo, we have no more. I'm trying to think what the repercussions of this. No Django Unchained, Quentin Tarantino will still keep doing what Quentin Tarantino does. It wouldn't change anything. Lincoln, let's be honest, I don't know if anyone's rewatched that film ever again. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you're absolutely right. I think this is a year made for this. 0.30. Yeah. I think I'm keeping any. Argo 0.30, one of them two. Maybe 0.30, just because Catherine Bigelow. But that's, okay. So that was a bit of an easier category, I think. How about this one then? Music, right? 2013. Same again. We're going to the Grammys, right? All these were up for the best rap album of 2013. I think they were 2012 albums, but 2013 they got the award. You can keep one, right? That's it. And the song still survives. If you want to keep two, the song is gone. So we have Drake's Take Care, right, as the winner. So imagine no more Take Care. What that would be like, the world, Gen Z would be weeping. 2 Chainz, Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor. 2 Chainz based on a true story, sorry. Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor 2, right? Nas's Life is Good. Rick Ross, God Forgives, I Don't, which is still a great title. And The Roots Undone, which the Roots always get Grammy noms, man. Absolutely. So are you keeping 2 or more of them, or is surviving again, Bible Paper?
Oh man. I mean, Drake, like, I don't dislike Drake like that. I know it's like it's like popular to like hate on the guy or whatever, or like really like the guy. I'm like definitely in the middle. Largely ambivalent. He has what he does currently, but like, he changed a lot, and I think pop music in general is probably much better off for his existence. So I don't necessarily want to just throw him out because there's nothing, just because I don't prefer his music. But I like that Roots album.
Yeah, I do. I
like that Roots album a lot. And then what else did you say?
Nas Life is Good. 2 Chainz, Food and Liquor 2. The Great American Rap Album. That one, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I'm trying to think of the ramifications. Okay, so Nas comes back, and I'll keep Nas because I don't think Nas comes back the same without this album.
I can see that.
And he doesn't have this resurgence, which is good. Now, I'm saying all this to say that Bible Paper is not going to survive, because I think that if we keep Nas and we keep trying to think. I kind of want to keep the Drake album too, even though I'm not really a big fan of that album. I'm thinking bigger picture here.
Of course. No, I love that.
I think that either his legacy is damaged by removing this one song from this album. If you made me remove the album, I wouldn't. So I'd like to say that. Mm-hmm. But we'll keep Drake and Nas, because I think that the ripple effect is more impactful than this one song. Mm-hmm. And that's my reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm absolutely with you as well. I think Nas wouldn't have. I don't know. It was a hit, wasn't it? It was a hit. So yeah, I wondered if what else he'd have done. Okay, then. Well, how about this then? One of them albums and one of them films, maybe. Okay, so one of the films can get an Alchemist song or production or cameo, right? One of them films talked about. I can go through them again. Or one of them rap albums we've just talked about gets Alchemist feature, like a beat, an Alchemist beat, or a verse.
Okay. Man, he probably went on to work with most of these people, huh? I think.
Yeah. Nas, The Roots. Roots? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if this is cheating, but I don't think we ever got a Alchemist and Black Thought song. So let's get that one in the chamber.
Yeah.
And call it The Roots if you want, and add them in somehow. But I'm gonna that, or like it's just like an Alchemist interlude on a Roots album, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that, or Questlove can drum along, whatever.
Has Nas ever done Al? Has Nas and Al combined?
A mastermind sees it coming before it comes. No ideas original, there's nothing new under the sun. Warfare's all fair, loving war for the cause. My man was regulating on niggas, he used to thug it my way. From crumbs and roaches and rats, I did it my way.
And then the films, would any of these have we got Hargo with an Alchemist track? Beast of the Southern Wild could maybe work, actually. Django Unchained, one of the old school tracks, maybe.
A lot of these are like period pieces, it seems like.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like.
Yeah.
So, you could probably work something into.
Les Mis.
Yeah, Les Mis. Yeah, that like Zero Dark 30. He could make one of his menacing instrumentals for that, I think.
Yeah, on the raid or something. Yeah. Well, Prem, absolutely amazing. Thank you again for just the energy, the love, the just patience whilst I bring out these ridiculous categories. It's, I've got nothing else to do at home. This is what I do. But thank you so much. Please tell us what's coming up, where we can find you. Anything you want to plug, hit us up.
Yeah, for sure. Right now we're kind of in full rollout planning mode of the new Shrapnel produced by Controller 7. Don't have the final date, but it'll be out this year and before summer gets into full swing. So we got a lot to share. We got video stuff. We got some great features, top to bottom. It's definitely our best album yet. So we're excited to see how people receive it. Got some vinyl in manufacturing, so that's exciting. Recording tomorrow with some more stuff for Shrapnel. We're just kind of keeping the irons hot for sure. You'll hear plenty from me this year and beyond. So happy to be here. And anytime I get to talk about Prodigy and Alchemist, I'm going to take that excuse. So, and
we love having you on, man. Absolutely love having you on. We have got an Arm & Hammer special in the can from like 5 years ago. So it will be out at some point. Finally, it will be out at some point. It's on the menu. But yeah, that'll be that. So there's plenty of Prem coming up as well. So I'll leave you with what I'll leave every guest that leaves. Last great piece of music you heard, Prem. Could be old, could be new. Just the last great piece that you heard.
Yeah, I mean, we gave him plenty of shouts. It's probably my favorite albums so far is the Schoolboy Q. I'll give you two ones. One more popular and one pretty not so. The Schoolboy Q Blue Lips album I think is really good. I like that he's taking chances.
Got a house full of cars and it be like that. House full of pain and it be like that. Fell out of love and it be like that. Mouth full of drugs and it be like that. I done ran out of faith and it be like that. Hit many times and it be like that. Bled for the gang and it be like that. I died so many ways and it be like that. It's lightweight. Grew around beef so long it's like cake. Soon I bring God around, we part ways. I done lost friends, came up the same day.
And it's still like a mainstream album in some ways, but he's taking chances, and he kind of gives us similar records in regards to chance taking, and I don't know. I appreciate him. I just really do. I appreciate him as an artist. I hope people that are like backpack heavy don't overlook him, because he's a motherfucking rapping ass rapper, and he could make that backpack album if he wanted to in his sleep, I bet. But that, and then shout out Sleeping Dogs is Jesse the Tree and Andrew on Zilla Rocca's imprint, $3 Pistol. They have a really good record. Like What If We Never Dance Again, I think.
I'm cool as a cube, sitting on a stool on a stool, playing dumb like this fool can't compute. Let them talk, all the words form a circle of loops. Staying outside of that's what I'm certain to do. Am I really tired or am I really dying? I guess either way I lay down and go quiet. There's a few couple loose ends I probably need to tie up, like boats at a dock or horses you ain't buying at the moment.
Listen to that front to back just yesterday and had a nice experience with that. A lot of hooks, like for people who don't like, some people make a whole album without hooks. I think you got to have some. This is like every album's got a hook that's going to stay with you one way or another. So shout out to those two records.
Oh, wicked, man. Yeah, big up Zilla, big up all those peaks, big up all of you, man, all the working artists out there who jump on these shows. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Prem, thank you so much again. We should catch you soon. And yeah, man, just keep doing your thing, keep pushing, and we'll link again, I'm sure, at some point.
Definitely. And same to you. And I look forward to all you got coming up too.
Oh, thank you, Prem. Wicked. Well, have a good day.
Peace.